Alright guys, time to be back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Friday so far, and today I want to talk about something pretty interesting indeed. It seems like Infinity Ward have released another kind of silent patch update which has affected competitive play somewhat significantly, as we will talk about in the coming minutes here. But the pros, and well, no one has got any communication that this was indeed the case. So another really unfortunate situation, especially from the competitive perspective, especially when you consider that the Minnesota event would have been starting tonight going into the weekend, giving the pros no time to practice with these silent spawn updates, as we will talk about in the coming minutes here. So intrigued to hear your thoughts as always. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new. First of all, just wanted to mention quickly, talked about the Uzi over the last couple of days. A few of you guys pointing out to me that, yeah, damn, you've been using it yourself. You've been having some good success. If you're not exactly sure what class you should be trying, this is the class that Envoy was using with the 16.5 factory carbine on the barrel, operator foregrip under barrel because Merc foregrip is GA'd for competitive play, 41 ammunition, that's the key one, stipple grip tape and no stock, so pretty standard stuff. You guys have been asking me what Wuskin was using on the Grau as well. Not entirely sure. I've heard he was maybe using a red dot. Some people, I imagine he's using a lot of standard AR stuff that you'd see on an M4, so no stock, maybe stipple grip tape, you know, a relatively extended barrel, commando foregrip, this type of stuff. So yeah, that's what we're here for now, and let's also discuss this as well. So we've heard over the last couple of weeks that it seems like professionals are getting access to these 60 Hz servers. For those of us plebs who have to play the game normally on the regular servers for, well, apparently game battles integration might be 60 Hz, but if you want to do scrimming, typically you're going to have to play on 12 Hz custom game servers. We saw a couple of weekends ago that, well, Infinity Ward apparently added into the game this dedicated server option in custom games. It appeared for some people and then mysteriously vanished again. So it seems like, and also there's been rumors that players who have been playing on this 60 Hz server, so for all what we're going to talk about in Infinity Ward today, it does seem like whether in some partnership with Activision or whatever, the pros have access to use these 60 Hz servers for their practice, which is pretty cool to see, and I imagine they'll be playing on similar servers in a LAN environment now, guaranteed, because I kind of thought we were for a bit, but clearly that's not entirely been the case. So, all things considered, a good step in the right direction. However, supposedly, pros scrimming on these servers haven't been able to stream their scrims because maybe Infinity Ward doesn't want, you know, the regular population to find out that pros are going to give, being given this special access to these 60 Hz dedicated custom game servers that the rest of us aren't getting access to. That's supposedly what's going on right now. So this is what we talked about a few days ago. Clayster then talks about it yesterday. The CDL has gotten us a 60 Hz GB integrated ladder to pro scrim play 10s on. So yeah, scrims and 10s are finally excited to be off the 12 Hz server. So yeah, that's really cool to see. But you know, it's clearly not available to everyone, right? A pretty exclusive thing to the professional community, because as Stamino replies to this, any spare hurts anyone. And yeah, it seems like it's a pretty well, pretty specific thing to the professional scene. The amateur guys aren't getting this integration at all right now. And as for us normal lads, you know, unlikely, right? So anyway, this is what I mainly wanted to talk about. Crimsix tweets about this yesterday. Infinity Ward with yet another infamous silent spawn patch. So yes, of course, the spawns in this game right now are not in the state we would like to see them at all. We would very much like to see spawns in domination to some degree, but well, to a significant degree, and also hardpoint to a very significant degree. Spawns need to be tweaked, right? And remember Infinite Warfare, Infinity Ward's previous Call of Duty, they did a good job once they did a spawn tweak. That was one of the best hardpoint games we've already had in competitive Call of Duty history. This game, it doesn't seem like anything is coming anytime soon. So, as Crimsix says down here, we'll talk about this domination thing in a second, minor changes like these need to be relayed through proper channels, please, at Infinity Ward. So, seems like Crimsix had no idea this was coming. I think Scump was saying on stream last night, like, something's off, like, what's that change with the spawns or something like that? Then been told, just another silent change from Infinity Ward, no one can even prepare for it. And you got to think, right, if the event was going on this weekend, it's been postponed for a week due to the stuff that's happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and because it was the Minnesota home series event. We discussed that yesterday kind of briefly, but yeah, if this was indeed going ahead this weekend, the pros would have to play this event on effectively, well, not necessarily a brand new game, but a game that no one has practiced, right? And at least I guess they have this week to practice. But it's just incredible how we've always seen in Call of Duty history patches drop right before major events, but this patch wasn't even announced or wasn't even talked about, right? But of course, the pros playing the game day in, day out are going to notice changes like this. As Zero says right here, the rumors are true, spawns have changed, cannot believe my eyeballs what we are dealing with this year on this game. So I'll just share this clip on screen for you guys. Pretty incredible spawn that happens here. I'm not exactly sure how this happens. I'll discuss it more in a second.
Yo, what's good, Twitter? Don't have anything else to record with, but The rumors are true. Spawns have changed. I have never, ever, ever seen this in my life. Watch this. Playing Paris Legion. Alright. It's a nice spawn. Fuck it. Spawn deep. Bro. Bro.
So Zero gets a pretty unfortunate timing when he spawns. He spawns with about 3 seconds left on the current hill, so his spawn is still anchored over towards that old hardpoint. However, what confuses me is, of course, Luca spawns right behind him, which is crazy, I guess, because he was running in front of the van. The game decided that somehow Luca didn't have a line of sight on Zero, so it's perfectly reasonable to spawn him there. Of course, it's not. At the same time, it almost seems like Lucas spawned in when the new hill popped. Maybe the timing isn't quite there, because I can't imagine any world in which Luca spawned in after the timer. But if you're Luca, like usually you'll hold your kill cam and stuff to ensure that you can spawn when the new hill pops, so your spawn is anchored towards that hill. I imagine Luca was trying to do that. Maybe you just messed it up and missed the timing by like a 0.1 of a second. That's the only way I can possibly see him spawning there. It makes it even more crazy if the new hill popped, he spawned on the other side of the map, right? So anyway, whatever the situation is exactly here, it seems to me and to a lot of the pros that somehow the spawns have been made worse by this silent spawn update. Pros don't really know what's going on. At least, you know, Parasite always talks about how the spawns in this game don't make sense. At least the logic doesn't make sense, but they are predictable in the sense that, well, you can kind of predict what the logic's going to do, even if the logic isn't very good. So, adding in this, you know, it's a spanner in the works, right? What's going to happen going on from here? Are the spawns now predictable? What happens, right? Like, at least the pros have another week to practice with this stuff, but it's just something that never should be happening. If they are spawn changes, they should be clearly talked about and actioned right after an event weekend in an ideal world. One event finishes, there's an event in 2 weeks' time. Now we drop the spawn update, see what the pros think, and, you know, maybe discuss it with them beforehand, right? Which would make sense. Maybe have a discussion with the pros to say, okay, which spawns are issues on certain maps? How would you like us to tweak the logic in Domination, for example, to make sure they don't get noob spawns over A, maybe dial down the squad spawning logic, all of this stuff, but you know, no consideration for that with Infinity Ward. But maybe Trey could do a better job next year. As Shawnee says, right, got on to scrim like normal on the new servers and spawns have changed. Attaches time to learn the new Modern Warfare spawns. Thankfully for New York, they're not playing this coming weekend, so they have a little bit more time. But as I say, it might put a spanner in the works for how things go this coming weekend. And in really convenient timing, Mork says to Karma just a couple of days ago here, sad to see you retire, especially because disconnected devs who made the game. Joe Seacott taking us out one by one. I really hope we never have to touch a game made by these idiots again. Just a couple of days ago now, and well, we look at it from this perspective, it seems like he had a point, right? So the other part of Crimsix's argument here is about these last second ticks in Domination. You guys might remember when it would, well, when the final second would come in, the extra ticks would be counted in Domination because this game decides that it's going to tick right at the end rather than right at the start. So it might not be the biggest deal, but at the same time it does factor in, of course, to your calculations, right? If you can potentially win by 1 point, sometimes Domination games get crazy close. You can think in your head, okay, if we hold a 2 cap for this next 35 seconds, we're going to be able to take a 1 point lead. Now you might have to have a trip cap, you might have to neutral another flag to get the victory. So changes like this, obviously not the biggest deal in the world, but they still do have some significant impact on competitive play. And if the pros didn't know about this at all and they went into this coming weekend event, that could change some results, right? Given the pros are thinking in the old mindset, now we've got the new mindset. And as Crimsix says, there's no communication on any of this stuff, which is kind of crazy. So just to finish here for the final topic of the video, supposedly a lot of the amateur players in the community have been getting banned. There was some sort of camo glitch, some rainbow camo that people have been, I don't know how you would do the glitch. I haven't really heard about this stuff, but supposedly Infinity Ward have been cracking down hard on people who have, you know, exercised this rainbow camo glitch. People did it back in the day for the Spectrum camera and all that stuff in the Ghost days, but yeah, supposedly this is happening. Exceed says half of the AM community just got banned. People are getting banned for the camo getting dev like rainbow camo. A lot of people are getting hit with it, and this is the one from Joey Nubsy. So Seattle Surge goes, our scrim just got chalked because Mock, that's Dylan Sells, got banned mid scrim, and I'll play the video on screen for you guys to finish off the video. Intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new. As always, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, stay safe, I'll see you next time.
Download was cancelled, was sure try.
Did the Deddy crash or something?
Got checking for
I lagged
update.
out,
Did you guys all lag out too?
No.
No.
Wait, like in-game checking for update?
Wait, it says checking for update. Call of Duty Warzone Modern Warfare.
So Joey, bad news. Yo, go look at my stream. Is there like an
I
actual
know what
update
happened.
to this
No,
game?
no. I know what happened.
What? What happened?
To your stream for 2
What happened? Did he get banned?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
went into a stream for
They
2
caught me.
seconds.
Wait, you're both banned?
Yeah.
I haven't got it yet, but probably.
Oh, you're getting it.
Bro, I literally,
Oh.
I tab over.
Wait,
I'm
hold
like,
on.
let's see if I
Bro,
can
no way they got me for that. I don't even have the camos
Hold on.
anymore.
Hold on.
Oh
Hold on.
my god.
Oh, camo ban. The camo ban. Oh, there it
Yo.
is.
Wait, Hecky got banned too?
Yep, it's shocked.
Dude.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
do it
Wait, yeah, how do you do
Yeah,
that?
hold on. I gotta hit up Aiden. Hold on.